This is one of the most aggressive NOAA forecasts that I've seen in all my years of weather. So there on the right side in the yellow, those are the numbers that Tiffany just read you. And yeah, wow. I mean, if we get to 25 storms, we're going to exhaust our storm alphabet. We're going to be past and have to go into either an auxiliary list or, like we may have had to have done only twice in history, go into the alpha, beta, zeta, the Greek letters. Unbelievable if we were to get that high. But you compare this to last season, and we were pretty much an average, slightly above average season last year. Number of hurricanes, and number of which became major, 7 and 3, exactly what meets up with our 30-year averages. But we had 6 more named systems, so 6 extratropical storms or tropical depressions that got the name that didn't become hurricanes. So yeah, I'd put that at average to slightly above average. But this, I mean, we were coming down out of a strong El Nino pattern last year, but now to be going in the opposite direction into a La Nina phase. So let's talk about El Nino and La Nina for a little bit here. This one is probably the household name, maybe lesser so La Nina. I think maybe more so over the last couple of years or so, as this has become, really drives our hurricane forecast, at least the initial forecast. So in a normal year, yeah, you're saying, wait, our hurricanes, we're in the Atlantic, right? Last time I checked. Why are we talking about the Pacific? Well, everything is related. It all has an impact on each other. Really, our entire atmosphere does that globally. But we're talking on a normal year, we have a normal trade wind flow, and also, as a result, normal sea surface temperatures. When we talk about an El Nino year, this is a warming pattern in the eastern Pacific Ocean here off the Galapagos Islands, where the water can be a little bit chillier, but it's warmer than normal here because the trade winds are slower. So what you're getting is that water sitting. Think about, our ocean. Why does our ocean take so long to warm up from winter to summer? It's because it's always moving around. Whereas something like the bay or a pond, it's not moving as much. It'll warm up a lot easier. So when you have the slower winds here, that will allow that general area to become a little bit warmer than normal. But on other years, those trade winds can become stronger, and they sort of blow that warmer surface water westward towards Asia. And what that allows is for some colder water to come back up from the surface. We call that upwelling. And you get this cold pool here. Now, how does that play into our forecast? Well, when you have a warm area here, that warm air will rise. Warm, moist air rising, it'll get caught up in the jet stream, and that'll transport it across the southern tier of the United States and out into the Atlantic. And when you have that wind shear, that is bad for hurricanes. It can shear them apart and not allow them to form as frequently. But when we have this cold pool here, that will conversely mean we have less wind shear in the Atlantic and will allow for a more stable upper atmosphere for those storms to form. So you can see here on our ocean temperature anomaly that colder than normal water here right off the South American continent into the eastern Pacific here, indicating that we're going into a La Nina pattern. And then you jump into the Atlantic basin here. Look at this. We've got that darker yellow or orange color indicating much warmer than normal sea surface temperatures. And again, as we talked about at the top, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get more storms, but they could be stronger storms. And certainly, I mean, that's the fuel for the storm at the end of the day here, is that warm water to keep those storms going. So you combine the two factors, and that does spell a little bit of trouble for hurricane season.